Alright, welcome back to the channel, guys. Hope you guys have had a great start to 2022. We're already in Q2, meaning it's been a long time before I put out a video. Still, again, I'm trying to adjust to a crazy work schedule with things opening up and pretty much events and people coming back to normal. That also means that there's a lot of work in store for me, and I'm just all over the place. So it's been one heck of a year so far, but anywho, we're just gonna keep trying to put more product reviews out, give you guys the content you guys are here for, and that's pretty much it. So today we're gonna be taking a look at a company, 7 Potions. I didn't do their products from way back when. They've revamped from what I understand. Their branding looks amazing, and essentially we're gonna be taking a look at their paste, their clay, and their hairstyling pomade. So today we got their 7 Potions paste. We're going to be doing the usual. We're going to take a look at the design of the jar, the initial styling process, my initial basically my initial thoughts on it. Go ahead and get throughout the day, and then finally see how it endures and my final thoughts on the product. So let's jump right into the design of the jar. All right, so when we take a look at the 7 Potions packaging, all their products come in a very similar presentation. We have a metallic tin that is, I believe, 3.4 ounces or a equivalent of 100 milliliters. This is going to be a metallic top as well as a metallic bottom. One of the cool things about 7 Potions is that they put an emphasis on sustainability and just being more environmentally aware and careful and just taking care of the planet, essentially. So you'll see on their page they do have basically a mission statement about sustainability as well as just sourcing very cruelty free, vegan friendly, everything basically that is good for the environment ingredients. So we'll have this metallic tin. When we open it, it's a twist off. Inside you'll see the product as a very creamy paste. It's a little denser than what we're used to. I say it's very comparable to like a mix between Vaseline and just like hand lotion, which obviously you guys keep pointing out that I need, but I know how to take care of myself. I'm an adult. But when we scoop out the product itself, you'll see that it breaks down fairly easily. It's not super sticky, but it does have some stickiness to it, or like tackiness. So let's go ahead and do the application process. Oh, one more thing before that. The scent itself, this is going to be across all hair products from 7 Potions. It's a very floral, soft, kind of like not vanilla, but along the same lines of like how it touches your nose, but it's almost like a clean floral scent. So keep that in mind. Nothing too overpowering as well as nothing too like subtle. So right in the middle for that. Let's go ahead and do the application process. So we just took a look at the design of the jar. We're gonna go ahead and pretty much do the application process. So as you guys saw earlier when we took a look at the product itself, the paste is fairly creamy, but not to the extent of being like super whipped and super light and puffy, if that makes sense. So when we scoop it out, it's super easy. It's almost like a lotion in that regard. I'd say it's a lighter version of Vaseline, kind of close to Lubriderm, but a little thicker, so like in between those two. So when we apply it and spread it throughout our palms, breaks down super easily. There's like a good amount of water, moisture in there. So the application process, you can kind of predict it. It's going to be fairly easy. With most pastes, I kind of stay away from utilizing them because they tend to be very light for my hair, and my hair is pretty thick and typically a lot longer than this, so do need products that are a little heavier and can kind of provide more hold. I'm gonna be doing 2 scoops just to get everything evenly spread and show you guys how the product kind of performs. Right now, I'd say my hair at the top is about 4 to 5 inches. Went a little short because we're kind of experiencing summer already, unfortunately. Today is supposed to be like 94, and I'm not too happy about that. So as you guys can see, the product applies on fairly dry. you gotta be quick with this, otherwise it just gets drier and drier, and you're gonna be faced with a little bit of tugging, which unfortunately I am right now. So once the product breaks down, go ahead and wipe our hands and do it again. So as you guys are applying the product itself, you'll notice that once you kind of get it in your hair, the tackiness or the stickiness kind of goes away just very slightly. If it does bother you, I just suggest wetting a comb or spraying your hair just a little bit with water so that this whole application process can go a lot more smoothly. For me, I don't care. So we'll just work with it until something works out. So styling it, super easy. Once you have your hair kind of tamed after the second, or how I put it is like the second day of shampooing. So first day you shampoo your hair is super clean. Product typically they don't work as well from my experience. So right now I do have day 2 of product in my hair. There's day 1 of buildup. I shower with a rinse, not a shampoo. So there's a bit of residual kind of pomade still in there that kind of helps with the second day styling, which I find day 2, 3, and 4 to be kind of the best styling days for myself. So once we finish styling, I'm gonna go with the natural finger comb, just because with a lot of drier products, that's the look that you kind of go for, I guess, like a matte natural finish. So why use a comb if you're trying to get that kind of look and not go for like the super slick look? So let's go ahead and call it there, give you guys a 360 tour. So starting from the back, we see that it's like a very matte to natural finish. Shine isn't going to be too crazy. That's kind of across the board for most pastes. The hold, definitely a strong hold. The more you put, the more hold it's going to get. So if you're going for like a more looser type of look, I suggest starting a little bit less than 2 scoops. For me, this is just from experience using the product for the last like 3 weeks. Long overdue review just because I got sick. I was in Patagonia and the product was delayed. A lot of happenings, but initial styling process, super easy. Straight out of the jar, no blow dryer needed. I suggest applying it on dry hair just because the pastes tend to break down fairly easily with moisture. Hold, again, is strong hold, matte to natural finish. And then what's the last thing? Scent, we covered that earlier, just a very light floral kind of scent, not too subtle, as well as not too strong or like dominant in that regard. So I think that's pretty much it. Let's go and get throughout the day and then give you guys my final thoughts. So see you guys in a bit. All right, let's go ahead and wrap this up. It's been about 8 hours at this point. Like I mentioned before, today was a fairly hot day, ranging around from like 90 to 93. So been sweating nonstop since like pretty much the morning, but this is what we're left with at the end of the day. Not much has changed. Things have loosened up a little bit. The product doesn't feel as tacky or as sticky in the hair. Kind of similar to what you kind of experience with a lot of clays, pastes, waxes, just generally anything that is, I would say, performs fairly like a strong hold during cold weather, and then just kind of loosens up when the temperature is a little bit warmer. It's just the wax breaking down essentially. So what that translates into your hair is just a very light feel product, and what results is your hair kind of shifting out of place, or just like in general looking a little more natural, or not as slick. I would say in a very good summary, it's just not as slick as what we got in the beginning. So keep that in mind. If you're looking for a slick product, this would not be your best option. Things have shifted out of place. Let's go ahead and restyle it to see what we can do. It is advertised to be fairly malleable and restylable throughout the day without any changes. So we'll go ahead and see if that's possible. I already know it's possible. I'm just playing the character, you know. But with it being a fairly high waxy product, you're gonna know that it's gonna be restylable regardless, just because the wax is just gonna be in your hair until you use the shampooing to wash things out, which translates, or which leads to my next point. It does take a shampoo to wash things out completely. If you're gonna rinse, you're still gonna have a lot of residual product in your hair, just because if you guys didn't know, waxes are not water soluble. So just FYI, one shampoo does wash everything out pretty nicely. So once we restyle it, we see that it kind of just resets to what we got in the beginning. Less shine, I would say it kind of veers off of natural shine and just straight into a matte finish at this point. But as you guys can see, it's like the start of a new day. So restyling it, super easy. Actually, I would say this looks better than what we had in the beginning. I do like that the product has set in. Things just look more, I guess, manageable, and just overall it just has a nicer feel for me when I take a look at it on the camera. So scent at this point, very, very slight scent still remaining. So there we have it. Let's go ahead and call it. I think I covered all the points. Next time we're going to be taking a look at their hair pomade, and then following that their clay. I've also got their face wash, so we're going to be testing that out pretty soon to see how that fares for my skin. But overall, every product I've tried so far this past month has been exceptionally easy to use. It's been super reliable and it has been durable. So let's go ahead and call it. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.